Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm going to start off. I'm just going to share. I'm 13 victories out of my last 14 trades, 13 wins, one loss. Reason for the one loss? I didn't give myself enough time to be right. So I'm going to talk about my trades. I'm going to talk about the market. I'm going to talk about data that's influencing the market and what we could possibly see today. So, first, we'll go into my trade from yesterday. My Lucid trade that I got into at like $6.05, and then Lucid went down all the way to $5.56. So how is that a good trade if I got in Lucid at 605 and it went down to 556 yesterday? Okay, first, if you joined me yesterday morning, I mentioned that the Saudis, groups in Dubai, are buying up Lucid stock like it's going out of style. The investment fund over there owns over 15% of Lucid. So any spike that I see, like we saw the day before, and then we see a contraction, tells me it's okay to get into a stock like that. That stock could squeeze higher. Now, again, Lucid went down to 556 yesterday. My $6 calls that I got in at $28, $26, $23, and then I bought a shit ton at $11 and $12 yesterday. Now, when it spiked up, and it spiked all the way to $29, but when it spiked up to $25, I got out knowing that my average was $17.33 per contract. So I'm making about $7 a contract, which is about 38%. Again, it's all about percent of the trade. Yes, I was in for 74 contracts, probably a little too many, but that is how I trade. With that said, what other stories are going to happen today? Goldman Sachs just downgraded Tesla. The valuation is a little too full for them. Tesla's trading at a higher multiple than other fast-growing tech companies. It's interesting that they downgraded Tesla, but I'm going to play the pattern. If I see them buying Tesla calls today, and again, how would I know they're buying Tesla calls? I'm going to go onto Discord. I'm going to look up, the Tesla. I'm going to look up what's going on with Tesla. Let's talk about what I do every morning. So the first four things I look at every morning, and here I am, right? I will look at the dark pool levels for the SPY. Now, I spoke about that yesterday, and as we are sitting pre-market, probably around 435.77. So I gave you the bull case scenario yesterday is that we see 437.57, but I didn't think it was going to happen, but we got pretty damn close to that. And again, when we made it over 434.71, I knew we were heading towards 437. It made it very obvious when we break certain levels that have been resistance. So let's talk about a key level, $434. Now, previous to yesterday, that was huge on the resistance. We couldn't break that 434.20, 434.60, 434.71. Again, 434.61, 434.71. It was a rejection level. Generally, when you go above that level, that rejection level will turn into support. So I will give you your bear case scenario based on these dark pool levels. Your bear case scenario means the market is going to drop today. What's likely to happen is we're likely to get bought up to right around where we closed at yesterday. So the fact that our SPY is sitting at pre-market 435.59, we're likely to go up to yesterday's highs. So you want to look at what yesterday's highs were yesterday, and I'll share it with you. Let me just pull this up. SPY yesterday, 436.81 was yesterday's high. So your bear case scenario that the market's going down is on open, we get bought up. We go from red to green to 436.81. That level we reject. Now, if we reject that level, what's likely to happen? Well, we're going to test each of the dark pool levels underneath. So again, your bear case scenarios, we're going up first, 436.81, and then we're going to drop back down. At some point today, you'll see 434. If we break down to the lower side, you'll see 432. So again, my bear case scenarios, we hit yesterday's high, 436.81. And then we drop down to 432. Again, the market's going to open. It's going to look bullish. That's what happens every morning. Your bull case scenario. Let's get to your bull case scenario, okay? Market opens a slightly red, where we are now, 435.50. We go up to 436. We quickly reject. Now, this is your bull case scenario. We're going to quickly reject 436 on the SPY, and we're going to drop quickly down to just slightly under 434. Why? Because 434 is a key level. Sometimes we'll drop 10, 20, 30 cents under a key level to find support. So I'd say, okay, we go up to 436.50. We drop real quick to 433.80. 480. We bounced off there. And again, this is your bull case scenario because we're going back up, closing 438. Possibly we touch 439. Again, it's going to follow yesterday's pattern. Okay, so that's just my thoughts as far as that goes. Now, what else do I look at on Discord to help me gather a good trading strategy for the day? Okay, so I pull up the net flow for the SPY, the net flow for the market, and the top flow. I use the 5 days. I look out 5 days. Why? Because I can see if market net flow, and this is for the SPY, so let's look at it together. Premiums for puts are still pretty strong. Holy crap. Premiums for calls dropped off towards the end of yesterday as the price was going up. So as the price of the SPY was going up, the call holders were actually selling their calls, okay, exiting out, securing profit. This could be looked at as somewhat bearish, okay? So again, that's the first chart I'll look at. I'll look at the second chart. Let's look at the market net flow. Okay, that's net flow for the SPY is extremely or a little bearish. Net flow for the market still looks as strong as can be. They are still buying the market. Any dips get bought up. The call premiums, okay, the net premiums for calls, what do you see? A straight line up. When you look at the net premiums for puts, you're seeing a straight line across. Yes, there's a little bit of a bump right here, and it's going up just a little because the market's getting pretty frothy, okay? So again, I'm still bullish the market. I'm still a buy the dip guy. Now I'm a bear in real terms, but again, we're talking about trading. We don't trade with emotions, so I'm a buy the dip kind of guy. Now, when I look at top flows, both bullish and bearish, I'll say, okay, these are probably some type of hedges, so I'm not even going to look at that. Funny, Alibaba, China finally went up for the last 2 days, and Alibaba's on the bearish or flow list. So I'm going to look over here. Oh, what a shock. United Airlines is here. That's the first time I've seen an airline in the top bullish flow in quite some time. Now, United Airlines 56. We were talking about United Airline at 47. That's a 10-point move. That's a 20% move on United Airlines, probably within the past, what, 3.5 weeks, ever since I started talking about airlines, cruise ships, Dow plays. What else is telling me? Apple's, the Qs, Amazon. Amazon just dropped their first robo-taxi in Las Vegas. So I guess they beat Tesla to that punch. NVIDIA. Again, I spoke about NVIDIA the other day. Now, this is yesterday, so you have to understand this was as of the close of yesterday, with the president coming out and putting a warning out that we might not ship some of the NVIDIA's chips and AMD's chips overseas to China. Obviously, you know, I'm staying clear of NVIDIA, AMD, but this is the last thing I check out because I want easy into my trades and easy out of my trades. All right, with that said, why don't we talk about my trades? You know, let's see if we can bring them up. So we'll pull them up. Let's go back to Discord and we'll go back to my trading room. There we go. Let's see where we left off. Okay, right. Yesterday, I was holding Mara going into today and Lucid into today. That was yesterday. So what happened with Mara? Well, I secured profit, and Lucid, I already mentioned, I got out on that spike to $6.10. But with that said, Mara, I was in at a profit of, an average of $52. I got out at $68. $68. This contract went up to 87, went up to $1.57. Okay. So again, we're in this contract at $52 on average, goes up to $1.57. That's a 200% profit for those that held. I had some stuff going on yesterday. I was running around yesterday. So unfortunately, I just wanted to be out. I wanted to secure profit. Let's see. DraftKings, $68 per contract, $25 calls. These went to a full dollar yesterday, which is the fourth time that's happened. They go down to 50 cents, $62, you know, whatever it is, goes up north of $1 now 4 straight times. So we've got what? Friday happened twice on Monday, once on Tuesday. So when you're trading a certain play, right now for me, it's the DraftKings 25s. If DraftKings continues to go up and there's no re-entry, so be it. I've made profit on that trade 4 times. Spoke about Mara. Yeah, Uber. Remember, I was bullish Uber, grabbed an Uber put, made a quick 50% on the Uber put, and got out. Starbucks. These went on my watch list yesterday. Okay, didn't mean I bought them. I ended up buying Disney, and I went into Disney at $93 a contract on those. Those went down to $75 after my purchase. So I was off $18. I was off about 18%. 18% to start a trade, and now that trade is profitable. Now the Starbucks in at 48, these went directly to 72, made 50% gain. Did I get in on Starbucks? No, because I was looking to purchase at $42 a contract. My strategy was $42 a contract was entry. These only dropped down to $46. I never got entry. So do I get upset about it? Sure, I'd like to be in another winning trade, but if I don't get my proper entry, I'm not going to buy it. So again, Disney, I had a little FOMO, bought at 93. There was the last trade at 93. I bought some $91 calls for Friday. These were more risky because I only paid $20 and then I paid $18. They're out of the money. Okay. So here was just the Disney. I came in around here. They dropped to $75. I think they closed. Let's see where Disney closed at. I got to open my account real quick. They closed at $79 each. Okay, so I wish I had actually seen that because I wish I'd bought more. End of day yesterday. I was taking my girls home from camp. I do know Disney's going to be up above $1 this morning for those, and I'm looking to get out of my other ones, the $20 contract, somewhere closer to $40 or $50. That was the Starbucks, and then we got the Lucid bounce. That was the Mara if we had held. Still, with Man U being up yesterday, I was still, I believe, about 10% down on those. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's get into some more news real quick, and then I'll go over the SPY levels again. So stories that made it to me yesterday, besides for the Tesla downgrade from Goldman Sachs, and again, usually downgrades are very bad things. However, let's remember they downgraded SoFi the other day. It dropped. I was like, this dude is crazy. Until the Supreme Court rules on debt forgiveness for student loans, I'm going to stay away from SoFi, but the interaction on SoFi looks bullish. However, if the Supreme Court comes out with their ruling and says, yeah, it's okay, we can get rid of these student loans up to $20,000, yeah, companies like SoFi are going to get hurt pretty hard. Here's an interesting fact. Home prices rose. The Case-Shiller index came out yesterday for the third straight month in April. So we have what? April, February, March, April. Okay, that's a good start to the year. So for being in recession with home prices going up for 3 straight months, that is somewhat bullish. Volvo becomes the latest EV maker to move to Tesla chargers. So first you had Ford, GM, then you had Rivian, and now Volvo. Tesla, so it's now in the EV station business, obviously. They were talking about possibly bringing in $30 billion of revenue a year based on their EV chargers. However, they only make about 10% profit on those chargers. So you're looking at about $3 billion net revenue, and it's not happening yet. You have to wait for all these electric vehicles to hit the market from Ford, Rivian, GM, Volvo, et cetera, et cetera. Amazon has an autonomous vehicle starting driverless robo-taxis in the streets of Las Vegas. That brings me back to that movie. What was it? The fifth something with Bruce Willis, The Fifth Sense, whatever it was, with those robo-taxis. That shit was funny. All right. Interesting fact. Wall Street is paying interns that work with Citadel Capital. Interns, they haven't even graduated college yet, $120 an hour. That's Citadel. Headquarters just moved down to Miami, Florida. If you're an intern, head down to Miami. It's where the money's at. All right, next. Oh, my latest purchase, Disney. Right. Oh, I just mentioned the Disney options. Okay, so we spoke about that. We spoke about how I hate money because of my Mara options, how I sold my Lucid calls and why I got into my Lucid calls. And again, Lucid, would I buy it on the dip again? If Lucid drops to 560 and yeah, I'll buy it. I'll ride it up to $6 and change. My exit strategy originally was going to be 640 or 684. Again, paper hands. If it goes there, I'll probably complain about it. Say, hey, look, it hit my target of 640, 684, whatever. Profit's profit. I can make green. I can make 33% on the trade. I'm damn good on that. Mentioned the Uber puts. Let's see if we got anything. Snow partnership. I mentioned that yesterday. We had durable goods numbers, new home sales numbers. Again, impressive stuff. So let's see what's going on in the market this morning. I already gave you my scenarios, SPY scenarios, bear case, meaning we drop. We're going to touch yesterday's high, so the market's going to go 436, 81, and then we're going to drop down to the 433 level. That's your bear case scenario. 436.81, so 437 to 433 on the way down, okay? Looking bearish, that's your bear case scenario. Bull case scenario is, okay, we start out, we go back to yesterday's close, 436.17. We drop down, and we find support right at the 434 level. Now, what time could that happen to? Well, we could see a double dip. You could see a dip to 950, another dip to 1020. You might not see that support until 1045, 11 o'clock. That's your bull case scenario. If we drop to 434, we're going to finish right around 438. So that's how it becomes bull case scenario. So again, if you want to buy the dip mentality, you're waiting, you're not entering the market on open. You're waiting for that dip. When you see that dip and you find that support right around the 434 level, I happen to think maybe a little under that, 20 cents under, 20 above, you're going to see a quick bounce. And I think we're headed to 438. Again, it's really based on volume. With that said, let's see, the SPY is down 0.24% pre-market, so we're at 435 flat. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, bull case scenario, we're going to drop to that 434 level, and then we're going to end up at 438. Bear case scenario, you're going to see the market be bought up on open. We're going to go back to yesterday's close or yesterday's high, and then we're going to drop down. Stocks on my watch list that I am looking at today. Again, I've seen some good movement in Uber, good movement in DraftKings. Boeing, let's remember those $205 calls that I was in that I sold for profit. Well, Boeing's up. It closed at 209 yesterday, and it's up another 1% pre-market. So we've got to be 211.50. Plus, you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, I seriously regret selling those Boeing calls because they'd probably be another 100% profitable. Here's the thing. I make solid trades. Fifth Element, yes. Fifth Element, thank you. I make solid trades. My entries, I'm not the best trader in the world. My entries sometimes suck. My exits sometimes suck, but I'm giving out winning trades. I know what I'm looking for as far as volume, inflow, and demand. And although I got in Disney at not $90 a contract or $20 a contract, and it dropped to 18 and it dropped to 75, it then shot up to $99 a contract. Could have took 10%. If I was in at 75, you would have been talking about 33%. On the smaller contracts, the one that were out of the money, in at 20, in at 18, it spiked to 26. Let's just go 19 to 26 because 19 is my average. 26, that's a $7 profit. 7 over 19, you've got about what? 35% to the profit size. So that's kind of what we look for these days. You're not looking for 100, 200, 300%. If you can get 35% a trade and be early and be late and not be perfect, well, that's still damn good. All right, so Boeing's up. What else do I have on my list? Starbucks, because Starbucks is going to move with Disney. They're both in China. They're both very return to normal society oriented. So again, I'll be watching Starbucks and Disney. Those will move with Dow stocks. Dow stocks include, airlines, cruise ships, casinos. So again, those could be all on my watch list. I can play any of those. I'm surprised that Alibaba off 1.55% this morning because China was actually up overnight. I believe so. But again, people are assuming tech's going to get thrashed today. All about Biden putting an embargo or requirements against these chip makers, AMD, NVIDIA. Micron already got hurt last month in China. Remember, I was a Google bear. I was looking for Google to go to 120, 121. Well, Google's sitting closing at 119, as low as 116.91 yesterday, opening at 118 this morning. Looks bearish. So it'll be interesting to see if they're moving out of big tech. Now, they just might be moving out of certain big tech players because you have something like Netflix, which was up 1% before, is now plateauing around 423. But understand, if there's volume and demand going to Netflix today, you're probably going to see 428. So even though it's at 423, would I buy it open? No. We closed at 417. Do I think we're going down to 417? Probably not. If it pulls back, it'd probably pull back maybe 1% to like a 419 level, pulls back to 419, shoots up to 427, 428. That's a play I'll be looking at today. Please, if you like what I do, hit that like. Please join me tomorrow morning. Anytime you want, bring questions. I'm going to be heading over to Discord now. We had Romeo live trading 2 straight days. We also have the public watch list, the public chat room for all members. We obviously have the flows and algos, which is what I use consistently every day. I like to look at the net flows about an hour after the market opens to give me a sense of direction. With that said, thanks again, and I will see everybody tomorrow morning.